Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Nos programas offrent plusieurs langues. Veuillez visiter suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Nuestros programas ofrecen varios idiomas. Visiten suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Rancangan kami menawarkan banyak bahasa. Sila kunjungi suprememastertv.com/kehadapan-schedule.
Traditional musical instrument, the Rubab of Afghanistan. Continue watching to find out more.
Vegan, because animal people feel pain like we do.
Cheerful viewers, to express thank you in the Uyghur language, you can say Rahmet. I'm Rubab. The kind people of the Xinjiang Uyghur Autonomous Region, thank you for setting an example of living peacefully on earth. May the divine support you always. Welcome to our program, Traditional Musical Instrument, the Rubab of Afghanistan. There are countless different types of musical instruments in the world. Their melodic sounds bring comfort, beauty, and upliftment to our lives. How did the musical instruments come about? And what inspired the ingenious inventors? Supreme Master Ching Hai once revealed the following knowledge to us.
In ancient times, the spiritual practitioners who are connected to heaven at times try to replicate the mesmerizing, wonderful music of the celestial abode by creating instruments. So many of the instruments we have, like the harp, the piano, the violin, the flute, the Scottish bagpipes, etc., they all correlate with the sounds of real heavenly realms, except the real ones are much more incredibly uplifting.
The Rubab, one of Afghanistan's national musical instruments, is affectionately called the Lion of Instruments. It is a plucked string instrument belonging to the lute family that has a deep tone, and is also popular in other countries such as Pakistan, Azerbaijan, Iran, Turkey, Iraq, Tajikistan, Uzbekistan, China's Xinjiang province, the Indian regions of Punjab, and Jammu and Kashmir. The Rubab comes in 3 varieties: the Afghan Kabuli Rubab, the Northern Indian Sani Rubab, and the Tajikistan Pamiri Rubab. The home of the Kabuli Rubab is central Afghanistan, with its name derived from the Arabic Rubab, played with a bow. However, the Kabuli Rubab is constructed differently, and musical notes are created by plucking the instrument. The smooth, rhythmic, and ethereal sound of the Rubab is so uplifting that the venerated Sufi master and poet Rumi described it as the sound of the heavenly gates opening, the doorway to spiritual enlightenment. Rumi said,
He is all forgiving are the words that I hear from the tone of the Rubab. The heart-rending strains of paradise I hear from the tone of the Rubab. The difference between the way you listen and the way I do is that for you, the doors of your heart close. For me, the doors open with the tone of the Rubab.
The musical tone of the Rubab offers an elevating experience to listeners, and its players often profess deep attachment to its melodic healing sound. This ancient instrument has a history that dates back thousands of years. Is confirmed to have existed during the 7th century CE and is mentioned widely in ancient Persian literature as well as in numerous Sufi poems. The Rubab is often featured as a key musical component in classical Afghan music. It's always played with deep reverence for its sound and spiritual lineage. The renowned Persian scholar Al-Farabi also mentions the Rubab in his work Kitab al-Musiki al-Kabir, or the Great Book of Music. The mystical Rubab is also the main musical instrument used in Sikhism and has been included in Punjabi hymns ever since Muslim musician Bhai Mardana became the first disciple of Sri Guru Nanak Dev Ji. It is said that Bhai Mardana played the Rubab to accompany Guru Nanak in his singing of the Sikh hymns known as Gurbarni, and thus earned the title Rubahi. The heavenly sound of the Rubab results from its unique construction and the way it's played. The Rubab's body is carved into an elongated ovoid shape from a single piece of cedar, lemon, mahogany, or walnut wood. The hollowed-out bowl, covered with a soundboard, forms the reverberation chamber with the bridge that sits on top and is held in position by tensioning the strings. Various sizes of rubab exist, ranging from small to medium to large and having 5, 19, and 21 strings respectively. Plucking and strumming of the strings, which consist of 3 melody strings tuned in fourths, 2 or 3 long-drawn strings, and as many as 15 sympathetic or resonance strings produces smooth, elevating, and heart-touching sounds. It's the sympathetic strings tuned to the notes of the melodic mode that provide the warm reverb, deep tones, and special sound of the rubab, reinforcing each musical note as it is played. The shortest sympathetic string can be easily struck in isolation to make the high tone in complex rhythmic patterns, creating the distinct tone and style of the virtuoso player.
Vegan. Life is not long, but our legend lives on.
Joyful viewers will now pause for a moment to hear a brief message and return shortly. Please stay tuned to Supreme Master Television. Welcome back to our program featuring one of Afghanistan's national musical instruments, the rubab. The Afghan Pashto population has a special connection with the rubab because of its unique acoustical properties that suit fast percussive playing with varying right-hand stroking movement and contrasting rhythmic patterns. It's easy to play the 3 key melodic modes of Pashtun music, namely Bairami, Kasturi, and Pari, due to the layout of notes on the fingerboard, and as such, it is a perfect Pashtun instrument. The art music of Kabul makes extensive use of the rubab as the principal instrument in accompanying the ghazal singing of a Sufi spiritual nature. The Afghan rubab is played in 2 genres of instrumental art music. The Nagmaye Chahartuk, meaning a 4-part instrumental piece as a warm-up for the instruments, musicians, and the audience, followed by the second genre, Nagmaye Kilasik, the classical instrumental piece that provides melodic improvisation or creative variations on a melody. The rubab has a prominent position in Afghan culture, which features many notable rubab virtuosos, including Ustad Muhammad Umar, Ustad Rahim Husnawaj, Ustad Humayun Sahib, Ustad Rami Savijanan, Ustad Sadiq Samid, and many more. Ustad is an honorific title conferred in recognition of one's mastery or skill. Their impressive creative compositions have left a musical legacy in the region and around the world. The renowned and highly esteemed Afghan musician Muhammad Umar was Afghanistan's first Rubab performer who excelled in playing the instrument and was awarded the official title of Ustad in 1949. Ustad Muhammad Umar was the key Rubab player for Radio Afghanistan and composer of numerous instrumental sections for popular songs as well as light instrumental pieces. He became the first Afghan musician to teach at a major U.S. university after receiving a Fulbright Hays Foreign Scholar Fellowship from the University of Washington in 1974. His maiden Rubab performance to a Western audience was also in 1974 at a public concert held at the university. Another impressive Afghan Rubab performer is Ustad Humayun Saki, who is from one of Afghanistan's famous musical families. He was born in Kabul in 1976, and at the age of 10, he started studying the Rubab with his father, Ustad Ghulam Saki, the brother-in-law of Ustad Muhammad Umar. Both father and son took traditional apprenticeships known as Ustad Shagird, Persian for master apprentice, to perfect their skills. His musical artistry illustrates extensive creativity in expanding the Rubab's expressive power within traditional idioms, and yet respecting the works of past master musicians. Humayun is recognized as the current leading master in the Rubab arena and is a well-known international Rubab virtuoso. He has collaborated with celebrated musicians around the globe and created various passionate compositions. We'll now conclude our program with the Rubab and the cello duet, Winter Sun. The piece was composed by Yaren Pir, who is also the Rubab player and is accompanied by the cellist Lead Sabah. What a fantastic performance! May the lion of instruments' healing sound bring a brighter future, peace, joy, and a better livelihood to the Afghan people through Allah's merciful grace.
That seeker should show kindness to animals, how much more unto his fellow man, to him who is endowed with the power of utterance. Baha'u'llah, vegetarian.
Splendid viewers, we're grateful to have had your company today during traditional musical instrument, the Rubab of Afghanistan. May you be showered with God's love and blessings.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule and suprememastertv.com/CTAW.